Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Says I remember to do this. Hey, welcome to another episode of Rankin. This is going to be a good one today. We're talking about drama TV shows of the 2010s. I've got a great panel here. Got Stephen. Stephen, how's it going?
It's going all right. Yeah, there's a lot obviously in this category, but I also do have my blind spots as well. But yeah.
Also, we've got Jordan. Jordan, how's it going?
It's going good. Apparently, there's a button underneath this mic that rarely gets pushed. So when we were doing pre-show stuff, I kept talking, and I'm like, "Why is everyone talking over me?" But I'm like, "Oh, nobody can hear what I'm saying." but so I fixed that just in the nick of time, and surprisingly, maybe I've seen the most. Like surprisingly, because I've seen probably almost 100 shows from the 2010s, which kind of makes me feel like I don't know about life. But probably about 40 that I'd be willing to say yes to. So I don't know what that's gonna entail. If it's gonna mean that like we have a fast show, or if it's gonna be a lot of like one person brings up something and everyone else goes, "Well, I haven't seen that," and then it takes forever. I don't know, but we'll see. But I'm excited for this.
Yeah, no, when I was doing some, like I was saying before here, I was doing some research into this. Like I only did minimal research anyway, but it was like but there was a lot of shows that like I looked at as like I didn't see this. I didn't see this. This will probably come up. I didn't see this.
Yeah.
So it's good, but yeah, but there's also one of those ones like some people might bring up some shows that I didn't even think of. It's like, oh, I have seen that. I do remember. But anyway, how the show works, we're just going to go around and nominate a TV show you think belongs on the list. And then everyone else say yes or no to it. And actually, before we get too far into this too, AJ made a notice on the thumbnail. I decided to dedicate this episode to JPO, the late JPO, who passed away in the weekend. And yeah, because like he is a big TV guy. And yeah. But for that, Stephen, we're gonna go.
Well, that's real quick. I was gonna say that I'm sure that if he were still here, he'd be on this episode because yeah, he's like one of the biggest TV guys I know in this community. So
well, yeah. No, I did actually. Funny enough, I did actually ask him to be on this, but he wasn't available anyway. He
okay.
But Stephen, what is the first TV show you're going to bring up?
Let's see. So everyone, most people I think know 24 is my favorite TV show of all time. But Howard Gordon and Alex Ganza and a slew of other writers and producers of that show also did a show I really loved in the 2010s, and that show is Homeland. And Homeland, the first few seasons kind of starts off about centering on both Carrie and Brody, played by Damian Lewis, and of course Claire Danes. Then after season 3, they dropped to the Brody character, and honestly, that was for the better because once they were freed from the shackles of Brody, they went on to do other things. And I actually think, as much as I love the first 2 seasons of Homeland, it got even better from season 4 on. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite shows, not only of the 2010s, but it'd probably make my top 20 of all time period. So great performances, not only from the 2 that I'd mentioned, also Manny Patinkin as Saul, and also great supporting cast of recurring characters. So yeah, Homeland would be my first choice.
Jordan, what do you say about Homeland?
So I don't really have too many shows that I'm like Like these shows have to make the list. I really only have two that I feel like for me personally have to be there. So I'm actually willing to say yes to a lot more shows. And actually, I just watched Homeland very recently, just this year actually, because my dad had it on and I'm in the house, and I'm like every time that I walk in the room, I'd be like kind of hooked. I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is like really good. And then I kind of noticed too, like, because he kind of binged it, just like watched it from season to season, and I did kind of notice that, like, as it goes on, I'm like, whoa, this show's kind of leveling up with every season, kind of getting better, you know. So yeah, and I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen like a big chunk of it, maybe like 70%, something like that, and what I've seen is it's very good, and it looks to be like it's going to get even better from the way it's going. So yeah, I'll actually say yes to Homeland. Yeah, I think it's very good, and also, yeah, I mean, a shout out to Claire Danes. This is maybe the best thing she's ever done. Like she's really good in this, and then yeah, throwing like Mandy Patinkin giving a bunch of FUs all over the place, and Damian Lewis and those guys. So yeah, it's a really gripping show. So I'll say yes.
Yeah. I just haven't seen it. It's been on my list to watch. I just haven't got around to it, but it's still going to make the list regardless. But Jordan, what is the first episode you're going to bring up?
Well, so I think I'm just going to start right off the bat and bring up the two. I mean, one each round, but of shows that I think for me are like the must-haves on the list. The one that I think is my favorite show on this list, I have it under my little title. If you squint and you can read that, Saul Goodman. It's got to be Better Call Saul, because if we can't have Breaking Bad, because that's more of a 2000s, I guess you could say. I mean, it ran kind of into the 2010s, but it started in 2008, I think. But yes, but Better Call Saul is just so good. And also shout out to Rhea Seehorn in that show too. Like I saw some like some of the best acting from an actress that I've seen maybe in my life. Like just really good, because she has episodes and she has scenes where literally she breaks down and or gets happy, sad, even drunk, like these different things. And sometimes she's not even saying a word. She's just like showing the expression on her face. And then and can shout out Michael Mando, who played Nacho in Spider-Man Brand New Day, but being Scorpion. And then there's so many just amazing actors in here, from Giancarlo Esposito, of course, Bob Odenkirk, Jonathan Banks, Michael McKean. I mean, it just goes on, and I think this show is amazing. And I would also highly recommend Pluribus. I know that's not eligible for this episode, but I mean, Vince Gilligan is like a TV god to me. Like literally, like he can do no wrong. So yeah, Better Call Saul.
Yeah. At the moment, we're going 2 for 2 of shows I haven't seen that I probably should have seen.
Yeah.
But
all good.
Yeah. But this is a show of like I mean, one of these days we'll get around to watching Breaking Bad. I just want to finish off watching other shows that I've started a lot of shows.
Breaking Bad. Okay, you got a ways to
go. Well, yeah, no, I've started a lot of shows and just never finished them. So I kind of want to finish some of those shows before I start a new one. But I've heard a lot about it, and funny enough, it was actually just announced today that at the New Zealand Comic-Con Armageddon, Giancarlo Esposito is actually going to be there, so I'll get a chance to meet him.
Ooh, that'll be cool. Nice.
And it might not be and Better Call Saul might not be the only Giancarlo Esposito show that he was in that will come up tonight. But Stephen, what do you say about Better Call Saul?
Yeah, so there were shows that I knew were bound to be brought up today that I So I watched a couple of pilots today, and Better Call Saul was one of them. And
Ooh, nice.
yeah, so yeah, I mean, and I can't wait to continue watching it because I'm sure it'll get better. Um, so because I did like the pilot so much, I'll say yes to Better Call Saul.
Yes. It's good. I'm glad you did that, Stephen.
Well, I was about to say, like, if this doesn't make the list, there's going to be it's definitely one of those shows that will get angry comments on the poll. We know.
Yeah,
There'll be
right.
at least one show like that, and maybe another one.
I think
Because one I haven't.
I mean,
there's one that I think is overrated, and one that I haven't seen.
you
well,
might
I
have
mean,
the same overrated one. We'll see.
I mean, that's if that show comes up. But,
Yeah, right.
But it's up to me, and screw it. I'm going to bring out the other Giancarlo Esposito show that and that's Once Upon a Time. Like, as he played he played Mr. Glass, or otherwise known as the Magic Mirror. And yeah, I think Once Upon a Time is a really great show. Like, it's like taking all these Disney characters you knew, like, and just putting them all in this like world in which they all don't remember their fairy tale roots, at least for the first season, and then they sort of then they start remembering and all that. But I think it's just a fantastic show. I think Jennifer Morrison I think is great as Emma Swan, and I think and even the person that plays Evil Queen I think is fantastic. Then like
Lana Parrilla or
Lana
Aria.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's just got a fantastic cast, and I think, and it's one of the as the show went on, like they kind of moved away from just throwing in Disney related stuff. It's like they threw in the Wicked Witch of the West at one point, and then you start getting into like classic novel territory like Jekyll and Hyde at one point too. It's just fantastic. So yes, Stephen, what do you say about Once Upon a Time?
Unfortunately, this is one I haven't seen. But isn't this also from some of the same producers of Lost?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So yeah, Lost obviously is one of my favorite shows. So I probably will eventually get around to giving this show a shot. But right now, I just haven't seen it.
Jordan, what do you say about Once Upon a Time?
I think the producer. I think Damon Lindelof was an early producer, and then I don't know if Adam Horowitz was on Lost, but he's one of the ones on there. But yeah, you know me. I'm a huge fan of Once Upon a Time. I love it until you get to the Frozen season. That's the one where I think it shits the bed to me. I don't like that season, but it's not enough to like really like taint the whole show. I'm not like Chris Diaz. It's like, oh, that one season was bad, so F this show. No, the rest of it is amazing, and I'm a big fan of Robert Carlyle. I think he's so good. He's essentially playing three characters in this, because he's playing Rumpelstiltskin, he's playing Mr. Gold, and then I can't remember the other one. He plays like another version of like one of the characters, like because one of them is like Rumpelstiltskin for like the real world, and the other one is for the fantasy world. So very versatile. It's actually the first time that I saw Sebastian Stan, because I think he played the Mad Hatter in it, and
yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, and it's just fun to just pick out all your favorite fairy tale and like Disney characters, and also shout out to Colin O'Donoghue, who plays Captain Hook. I think he's great, and what they do with the Hook character is like amazing. I think, and how they even flipped the Peter Pan season to make Peter the evil one, where like I think I don't know if he's kidnapping children, but he's doing something pretty evil. So so I'll say yes to Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, and just to correct you, Damon Lindelof wasn't involved in Once Upon a Time. It was Adam Horowitz and Edward Kitsis.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
that's right, yeah.
But if that Once Upon a Time will make the list, Stephen, we go back to you for your next nomination.
Ooh, okay, what's next? Okay, here's
Gotta be on your toes for this one. There's only 3 of us.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, there's a lot of shows I love, but it's like hard to narrow it down to just 12. But this is definitely one that is one of my absolute all-time favorite shows. It's Graham Yost, I think, created this. Graham Yost also also did another TV show I loved called Boomtown that aired in the early 2000s. And of course, Graham Yost also wrote Speed. And this, and it's, in my opinion, the best thing that's ever been an adaptation of an Elmer Leonard piece of work. And that, of course, is Justified. Raylan Givens and Boyd Crowder are just 2 of the best characters ever created, in my opinion. And both Timothy Oliphant and Walton Goggins are incredible. But all of the cast is great. I mean, you've got Art and Ava and Natalie Z plays Winona, and they're all awesome. I don't like it as much as the original show's run, but I even liked when it came back a couple years ago with City Primeval. But
That's cool.
Even though it's not as good as the original run because Boyd Crowder's not in it. Well, he's in like the last 5 minutes, but yeah, I mean, Justified's one of my favorite shows of all time. I love it. It's great writing, great acting. It's just a favorite.
Jordan, what do you say about Justified?
Yeah, I am a big fan of Justified. I think that the Justified is awesome, and I think like Timothy Oliphant and Walton Goggins are just like not only are they great characters, they're great characters that just go toe to toe with each other, and they really play off each other. Well, they have great chemistry as for like a hero and an antagonist, and they're both incredible actors, and then just seeing like Timothy Oliphant come like be this like marshal, or is it marshal or sheriff? I can't remember. I think it's
he's a U.S. deputy marshal.
Yeah, and he kind of in the beginning like a fish out of water kind of thing, because he's been working somewhere down in Florida, like Miami or something, and then he comes up to Kentucky, and gets to like be in the backwoods with all these characters, and probably my other favorite one, favorite actor in this was probably Natalie Z too. I thought she was pretty good. Had some good chemistry with Timothy Oliphant. So, I'll say yes to Justified. And I still need to finish the City Primeval. I watched like 4 episodes or something, so got a little bit left.
I haven't seen Justified, but it's making the list anyway. Look, it's another one of those shows where I do intend on getting around to eventually. And just quickly before I go to Jordan, go tap him in the chat. No, it hasn't come up yet.
Mad Men started in like 2007 or 2008.
Sopranos, Dan. This is 2010's.
Well, no, he was already mentioned that. And then because I actually didn't realize I thought maybe it started later. And then same reason here. So I should have said this at the start, but when it comes to TV shows, like I'm fairly strict when it comes to this. I will allow it if they start in the later half of 2009, because the first season usually go, especially with drama series when there's like 20 episodes a season. If the first season started late 2009 and finished in 2010, it counts. If it started any earlier than that, even though most of them might have been in the 2010s, they don't count for this. So Breaking Bad and Mad Men, they'll come up when we get to the 2000s.
Castle started in 2009, but it started earlier in 2009, so that's why I guess that won't count.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I bring that up because I would have probably had Castle on my list if it did count.
Yeah,
I love that show.
it's a good show. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, on the note of Castle, I think I will allow. Yeah, no, I think I'll allow. I'll allow it. Because like the first season was only like 10 episodes. And yeah, so whether or not it comes up, I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's going to be. I'll allow it for this officially. Because
But speaking of a castle, real quick, one of my first convention I ever went to, I met Nathan Fillion there, and he was awesome, by the way. And a couple of my friends, we went to a bookstore and we got a bunch of books that they had them there that were written they're written under the name Castle, and so they got the books and got them signed by him, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, just good for some. The only reason I allow Castle is because like when I went, there's when we did the comedy TV shows of the 2010s, I made the exception for Parks and Recreation, who only had like 7 episodes in 2009, but it's majority 2010, so I'll make that same exception for Castle. But that's not a guarantee it'll make the list because it still has to be brought up officially. But Jordan, what is the TV show you're going to bring up?
So I got to bring up my other one that I think is just an incredible show. To me, like I think that it even outshines the movie, and the movie is incredible. But I got to bring up Fargo because I think that like what Noah Hawley was able to do, and just like what like everyone who worked on this show, I think they created an absolute masterpiece. It's just so good. I mean, not every season hits it. They're all varying like degrees. Some hit really, really hard, and another one, probably the weakest one, is the one that has Chris Rock in it. That for me, but even this last season when you have Juno, Temple, and John Hamm in there, Joe Keery, it's like still like one of the best seasons. Like just when you think this show cannot get any better, they just find a way to just keep leveling it. And the performances that they get out of these characters, and like the music, and like the tension, and the situation that they're put in. But then it is an anthology series, so I mean, that's on the first one you got like Martin Freeman, Billy Bob Thornton, Colin Hanks, and Allison Tolman in there. And then they switch it up with all kinds of different characters. I won't go through them all, but yeah, like it's just fun to see what they do every season. And it's pretty interesting because they always say at the beginning this is a true story, but the names and the places have been changed to protect their identities. But the thing is, it's not a true story. They just say that to just, I don't know, like it's something that like brings a little more like the word I'm looking for, but it just brings a little more gravitas or like whatever to the series, and you can kind of just think like maybe some bit of it's true, maybe there is some little piece of it that's based in reality or like in that's actually true. So, but yeah, it's an incredible show. So I'll say Fargo.
I'm going to be a broken record this episode. This is another TV show I've wanted to see. I just have not got around to it. Stephen, what do you say about Fargo?
Yeah, sorry, I haven't seen this one either.
Oh man, he's a killer.
Unfortunately, Fargo is not going to make the list.
Well, you can count on me. I've seen most of these, so if you guys have seen them, I've probably seen them, but we'll see. I haven't had one that I haven't seen yet.
But you know what? This might I might actually have one here that you might not have seen. Because speaking of Lost, this is unrelated to Lost. This is not might be the creators, but it's a show that's very similar to Lost in a way. It's Manifest. This is it started later in the 2010s and 2018. Then its final season, then it got cancelled. Then it got saved by Netflix, and the final seasons were aired on Netflix. But basically, it's about basically it's about these this plane that sort of vanishes for 5.5 years and then just reappears later, and then the people on the plane sort of try to fit back into life with a lot of changes. Once again, you've got Josh Dallas, who was in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
But yeah, I think it's just a fantastic show, and just and I think the whole mystery of sort of it. I really like these kind of shows where it's like there's some kind of mystery involved and stuff, and it's just really fascinating to try and sort of to go and follow these characters as they do, yeah. But Stephen, what do you say about Manifest?
This is what I'm kind of on the fence on, because I didn't see the show when it returned on Netflix, but I did see it when it aired on NBC or ABC, whichever channel it aired.
The same one or the same way, yep.
And I did enjoy it. I think it was definitely an intriguing show. I just don't know. There's just so many other great shows that I'm probably going to have to say no.
Jordan, what do you say about Manifest?
I can probably just echo what Steven just said, because I saw it before it went over to Netflix, and then I didn't see it after that. And I do think that it is good, but it's just not. I mean, I think that there are a lot of other shows that I would probably put just a little above it. So for me, it probably wouldn't quite make my list. So for that reason, I'll have to say no.
Yeah. By the way, this is one of those shows that I have seen, but I don't have it on the list of shows that I've seen because I didn't even remember it.
Oh. Well, funny enough, I mentioned this earlier about shows I've started and still have to finish. This is one of those shows I still have to finish. I haven't, because I went to Netflix. I thought, you know what, I'll just watch it from the start and just, and so I still haven't yet to finish and get to the actual Netflix episodes, but. I'll finish it. I'll finish it eventually. But with that, Stephen, what is your next nomination?
You know what? This was such a juggernaut for when it first started. I mean, ratings wise, but it did die down. I think somewhere around season 6 or 7. Although I still loved it. I tapped out. I don't remember what season specifically it was. Not because, but it's The Walking Dead. Obviously, this was when it first started. This is one of the biggest shows that was on, and I stopped watching it after Rick left. But although I did watch the first episode of the Rick and Michonne show that came later on. I do eventually want to get back to watching the rest of the season because I do want to watch all of the spinoffs. But anyway, the The Walking Dead, I thought, while I was watching it, it was a great show. And, I know a lot of people stopped watching it after a certain character's death. I mean, I don't know what people were expecting because, he dies in the comics. So
yeah, right.
But
I've read a bunch of the comics. Yeah, I've read it.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not even usually that into zombie stuff, but The Walking Dead was a show I always loved watching. And especially season 6 and 7 were probably actually my favorite seasons. Funny enough, even though those were when the show's ratings started to drop. But The Walking Dead, I love it.
Jordan, what do you say about The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I think The Walking Dead's awesome, and those first few seasons are like legendary. They're so good, and the first maybe like 5 seasons or 6, are just really really good. And I mean, so I watched it maybe like three seasons after Rick died, and then I kind of gave up. But then my sister and her husband came to visit they had a thing at the end of every night. They came for an extended time during Christmas, and that was their thing. They were going through The Walking Dead, and they're like right about almost where I left off. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just watch with you guys, and so they would watch one episode every night. They would just leave it at that and just watch one, and then I had just kept watching it, and then I finished it, and I've been a little hesitant. I started watching like the Dead City one a little bit which makes no sense why Maggie and Negan would ever do anything together after what Negan did to Glenn. That's crazy. He turned his face into hamburger meat, his head into hamburger meat. It's crazy, and so I don't know, like what's going on there. She's just gone crazy. But you see a real kind of like, for a lot of these characters, they go on a whole journey and become like almost different versions of themselves. So my character was always, or my favorite character was always Glenn. So I kind of wanted to stop watching after he died, but then I'm like nah, like I'll stick with it. And then one of my other favorite things is to go watch the video with the coral counter where it's just Rick saying coral like over and over and over again. but yeah, and I've met some of the cast. I did meet Carl Chandler Riggs at a convention. I met Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I met Melissa McBride that played Carol, and then I met Lauren Cohen, and then I met this little girl who played as an episode where one of the girls has to get killed. It's a little girl, and Maggie has to shoot her, and he said, "Look at the flowers." There's a little girl, but I don't know that girl's name, but she was there too. We were supposed to have Norman Reedus, but the same convention that I went to, he had to cancel twice. So I'm like, come on, Norman. But yeah, I think that's awesome. And I don't know if I want to watch the other like series. And it's not because they're not good. It's just more of like fatigue. Like there's a certain point where I think most shows should come to an end and not just let them drag on and on and on. Except for The Simpsons. That's the one exception that I
would argue. I wanted Supernatural to continue.
Oh yeah, and maybe Saturday Night Live. I don't know. There's a debate there, but anyways, yeah, I'll say yes for The Walking Dead.
I mean, funny enough, there might be a bit. There might be at least two ranking list potential in that hell that shows that should have continued, shows that should end. But but yeah, funny enough, mentioned how people tapped out of Walking Dead. I didn't even tap in. I was not. I just wasn't interested in Walking Dead. I never started it. It just didn't interest me. Like I think a long episode full of about zombies, I just didn't seem that appealing to me.
I mean, I don't really care much for zombie stuff either, but I actually do, because I think it's because of the characters. That is why I love.
Yeah.
See, look, you misunderstood what I was meaning. I love zombie stuff.
Oh, you love zombies.
I just don't think they need like a full, however many season arc where it's like all about zombies. I think is too much.
Yeah.
I prefer it when it was like a movie where it's like 2 hours, like at least 2 hours, and you're done.
Yeah.
But The Walking Dead is going to make the list.
But real quick, I forgot that I also met John at Bernthal, and then I also met Laurie Holden too. Those are two that I forgot to mention. Yeah, I met both of them.
But Jordan, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
So I was debating between two that I want to bring up, but I think one I could wait just a little bit on. I want to bring up one as a personal favorite. That's more of a mini series. So I really hope you would still count it. Because not I have a backup, but because it didn't go like super long, but it had enough episodes to justify that it's 11/22/63. So it's based on like a Stephen King, I think a short story maybe, but or a book, something like that. But as James Franco, and then Chris Cooper, and they find a portal to that's like to travel back in a time that's like a week or something, or no, it's not a week. I think it's a year and something like that. But before the JFK assassination, and so he has all this time to do some investigating and to see if he can try to stop it. And like I was like shocked how invested I became in this, and yeah, you really see James Franco's character go on this journey, and by the end of it too, because part of it is a bit of a love story also, and at the end I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like really like heartfelt and really touching, and slightly sad in some ways when it ends, but yeah, but I'm a huge fan. I've rewatched it a couple of times actually, so because it's only one season, so but 11/22/63, yeah.
Well, finally someone brought up a show that I've actually seen.
Oh, good. Okay, sweet.
It's been a while since I've seen it, because I remember watching it when it first started. And yeah, I was saying in the chat, like limited series count as long as like 6 to 8 episodes. It's definitely 8 episodes, so it counts. And yeah, no, I hadn't seen it in a while, so I don't remember too much about it, but I do remember loving it. And I think it was great. And yeah, so it's an easy yes for me for 11/22/63. Stephen, what do you say about 11/22/63?
So I watched the first episode a long time ago, and I decided to rewatch it last night. And I did this. This is another one, like Better Call Saul, and another one that I think is going to be brought up because it's a show people love. I definitely look forward to continuing after this. I'm not going to just drop it just because.
Very good, yeah.
So, and plus, I'm a sucker for time travel stuff. I mean, there's at least like 2 other time travel shows that I have on my list that if someone brings it up, I'd say yes to. And there's 3, including this. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a yes for me as well.
That 11/22/63 is going to make the list.
Nice.
And it's me. I'm gonna go for this one and see what happens. I don't know if anyone's necessarily seen it, but I remember reading the book series for His Dark Materials, or The Golden Compass, as most people probably know it as from the movie. And I really enjoyed that series as a kid. Like I haven't read those books in ages, but it's like, I remember watching the TV series of it that came out. It was either 2018 or 2019. Yeah, 2019. So it was really late in the 2010s. But I think the TV series was a great adaptation. You had like Daphne Keane in there, and not a lot of sort of main like major people, like
there's James McAvoy. He's in.
Yeah. I was getting there, and Lin-Manuel Miranda popped up in the episode. And even Terrence Stamp was in the episode too. But yeah, and I think I still need to finish the series, but I was loving this adaptation, like the way they adapted the series, and I think it's what the movie it's what the movie should have been if they got sequels and stuff, but. Yeah, so I don't know how he's seen it. I think the kind of suspect Jordan might have seen it, but Stephen, what do you say about His Dark Materials?
No, yeah, I haven't seen it. Well, you said it's a TV show based on the books. That's what?
Well,
The Golden Compass.
Yeah, so it's based on the books that made the Golden Compass movie. So
yeah, I've seen the Golden Compass. I've seen the Golden Compass movie, but I haven't seen the show.
But Jordan, what do you say about his Dark Materials?
Yeah, so I have seen it, and yeah, I wanted to watch this because I read the books series at the Golden Compass, and funny enough, I read it against my dad's wishes because, like, a lot of conservative people got it in their head that they had some idea that you could kill God is like part of it, like it was like mentioned in there, and so it's like this big thing. So my dad's like don't ever read that. That book is blasphemous. I'm like, who cares? It's a book. Like, whatever. So
what would your dad think of Supernatural?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anything with like depicting the devil a lot. Yeah, probably.
Well, also God is basically the villain in the last season.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, but I think it's great though because the movie that they came out with what's his face?
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman was like trash. That was not the only thing that was cool. Is like kind of how they showed some of the like animals. I thought was all right, but in this one they do it way better, and yeah, I think that's really good, and they have a cool like I think he's the villain, Arian Bakare, I think his name is, but they played one of them, yeah, and of course, I'm a big Daphne Keane fan. I mean, she's my girl from Logan, and yeah, like I'll watch almost anything she does. I think she's great. And of course, James McAvoy is one of the greatest actors we have working right now. So, yeah, and they did it like so much better, and not anything like the movie, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, I'll say yes.
But if that his Dark Materials is going to make the list, Stephen, we go back to you for your next nomination.
Okay, I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, the first season, I think it actually did really well ratings-wise, but once the show started becoming more complicated and morphed into something a little different, is when the ratings started to go down. Of course, that's also when I thought the show started to get even better, and that is Person of Interest. Yeah, I love this show. It's got Michael Emerson and Jim Caviezel, and Taraji P. Henson's in like the first 2.5 seasons, and then later on in the show you get Amy Acker and Sarah Shahi. And yeah, I just love how it starts off as kind of a procedural with a sci-fi bent, but by like the end of by the fourth season of the show, it becomes sort of this really cool sci-fi story of two warring artificial intelligences against each other. You got the T Machine with John and Harold and the team, and then you have the Samaritan, which is the bad AI, and it's one of my favorite shows. I love it. So, also Enrico Colantoni, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, has a recurring role, recurring guest role. He's great, and yeah.
Jordan, what do you say about Person of Interest?
This one's kind of interesting because I've only seen about 4 episodes of this, but when you look at the cast, there are a lot of like people that would like show up from like some shows we've even mentioned. I think Natalie Z even shows up in like
she's in one episode. She's in the pilot actually.
Yeah, and then also says that Ken Lung was in an episode.
He's been in a few episodes.
Oh yeah, okay, cool, yeah. But I've only ever seen 4 episodes of Person of Interest. What I saw, I really liked, but the time, I think that like when it came out, there's a whole bunch of other stuff I wanted to watch, and so I started watching it, and then I just kind of like lost track. But I think a lot of people, including myself, were like following where these actors from Lost were like going and what they were doing and stuff. So, but yeah, I just haven't seen enough, and I think that there's some other shows I kind of want to bring up. So I think for right now, I'll have to say no, but I wouldn't be mad if it made it.
Yeah, this is one I'm pretty sure I watched probably about at least half of the first season, and I liked it, but not enough to say yes. So it's going to be a no from me. So unfortunately, Person of Interest isn't going to make the list. Jordan, what is your next nomination?
So there's still one more show I want to bring up, but I do still think I can maybe wait just one more round. But I think we got to talk about some Ruth Negga's Rutabagas. And let's talk about the show Preacher. So if you know the inside joke that like Josh McCougar from the show, and I went to a panel and like said she should start a company called Ruth Negga's Rutabagas, and yeah, a Preacher was just one that was hooked. I didn't know anything about this, but I kind of learned about it from TV Talk when Josh McCougar and David, I forget his last name, but they used to do that. Dominic Cooper, he was great in this. Same with Joseph Gilgun, who plays the Irish kind of demon guy that's like so cool and so fun. There's a scene where they're on an airplane, just like attacking the like hell out of everybody, and it's so great. Like they do great camera work, and like the way that they're like attacking all that stuff. The choreography is really cool too. And then also Graham McTavish is in it, and he's great. The guy at the beginning that they call Arseface because he tries to kill himself, but then he just turns his mouth into an asshole. It heals that way, but yeah, I think it's really good, and like. Even for me, I had to push through it because there's a part where they do a sex scene involving Jesus, and so like that one, like I didn't watch right away. I'm like, hey, like I need to think about this. Do I really want to see that? And I kind of like I had to psych myself up and just realize it's just a fictional TV show, but yeah, but it's really good. So I'll say Preacher.
Yeah. I do want to see this. I've heard a lot about it. There's one clip. There's only one clip I've seen in this, and that's just because in one of the season 4 episodes they blow up the Deputy Prime Minister of New Zealand with some
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he wasn't Deputy Prime. I don't think he was Deputy Prime Minister at the time that season there. He currently is Deputy Prime Minister at the moment. But I've seen that one clip where they had an actor play Winston Peters and just hit, and they just blow him up in the episode. But
Dang.
But Stephen, have you seen Preacher?
I have not.
Oh dang. Well, if you're a fan of like really really like R-rated comic book stuff, then that's kind of like what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of comic book shows that came out in this decade.
Yeah,
there was.
And I'm going to bring up one of them.
Sure.
And I'm going to bring up my favorite one of the Arrowverse things, because they are yes, they are all superhero shows. They are also listed as drama as well.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing up The Flash. Like this spun out of Arrow, but The Flash is by far my favorite of the Arrowverse shows, and it's one of those shows that I stuck with all the way through. I stuck with all of them all the way through, even when people had tapped out of them. But I think The Flash is fantastic, and I liked all the I liked everything, and I even enjoyed the lesser seasons that a lot of people didn't like, and I think the way they finished it off with having the whole the whole Armageddon arc and all that, I think was a good way to sort of finish it off. And but Stephen, what do you say about the Flash?
This is hard because I've only seen the first season, and I love the first season, and also the crossover episodes as well.
Yeah.
But there's two other shows in the Arrowverse that I liked more, and that's why I'm gonna have to say no. But I won't be mad if it does make it in because I did love that first season.
Jordan, what do you say about the Flash?
Yeah, so this one's really tricky too because the Flash is the one I like the most out of all these, and because like some of these, like I watched so many seasons of Arrow where I just had to tell myself, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my life with this? I'm watching like 10 seasons of like something that I just don't care about, but it's because I started or however many seasons there are, but I think for like Arrow, I started watching because I had this job for a while, just working in the front office at an apartment complex, and the girl that I was with was like really hot, and so we just sit and watch episodes of the Arrow because she wanted to, and I'm like, yeah, sure, hot, I'll do whatever you want. So, but this is tough because I do appreciate the crossover episodes because they're bringing back people from like everything. Like, didn't they even bring back like Dean Cain and like those guys too? I was like, man, that's like really digging deep.
I know Tom Welling was was shown.
Yeah, Tom Welling. Yeah, I'm just like, wow.
I don't know if they brought back Dean Cain for one of the crossovers here. I think they brought him back for an arc in Supergirl specifically.
Oh, okay, yeah. Man, the thing is, I'm just looking at what else I have on the list, and probably like it just didn't really hook me enough to really stick with it. So I probably have to give it a slight no. But it is the best of the Arrowverse to me, I think. Yeah.
See, I think the first 5 seasons of Arrow are phenomenal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, it's one of those ones like the Flash is one of those superheroes where, like, yes, like a lot of his villains are a lot of the same, but it's like it still was entertaining to me. Like, there's a lot. I think that's the problem with a lot of superhero shows. Like, the longer they go, like they will always fall into that trap of getting repetitive. Like, even Arrow for the most parts, like it just got really repetitive in the same way. I mean, but it still makes them good.
Not just superhero shows. That was a criticism of The Walking Dead. Even some people would say that 24 was repeating itself too much. I mean,
even Lost, like to an extent, like in the later seasons, Lost. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know so much about if repetitiveness was the criticism of Lost. I think a lot of people were just criticizing it for not making too much sense.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Being wacky.
But sometimes repetitive is not a bad thing. I think it's how they tell it.
People love the James Bond franchise, and I'll make those arguments to that franchise as well.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say about the Flash is it's crazy the amount of some of the guests as they got on. You had like Tobin Bell and Tom Welling and
it's
seasons.
But if you want to watch something that's repetitive, go watch like NCIS and Law and Order. Like talk about.
Well, I love a couple of the NCIS shows, but not the original. My favorite of the crossovers were the crossovers where they're all Nazi versions of themselves.
Oh yeah. I forgot about those.
Those
are fun.
My favorite crossover is Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That was the most disappointing to me.
But anyway, Stephen, what is the next TV show you're going to bring up?
Oh, let's see. Speaking of 24, I'll bring up one of the shows that Kiefer Sutherland did. I'll bring up Designated Survivor. I really love that show. It's has a lot of cool twists and turns. There's a great cast because you also have Maggie Q. She was in it. And she's great. And a lot of some of the actors, I don't remember the actors' names, but they're all great. And
Cal Penn in it. He was in that.
Yeah, Cal Penn. Well, Cal Penn was also in 24 for a few episodes. And I actually really loved the season. I don't remember which show it was that you mentioned that was canceled and then brought back by Netflix.
Manifest.
That's right.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with Designated Survivor. Designated Survivor was canceled by ABC, and Netflix brought it back for one more season. And
I didn't know that.
it was a little weird at times, just because it being on Netflix meant that they were able to curse more. So they took advantage of that.
That'd be a little kind of weird.
But it was a great season, and I loved. It's a shame the show didn't come back for a fourth season because, how it ends. I mean, because up until that point, Kiefer Sutherland's character had been like kind of almost like this, too good to be true Boy Scout kind of guy. But by the end of the third season, he'd become morally compromised, and so it would have been interesting to see where they would have gone with season 4. Does he go back? Does he get worse and worse? But it didn't happen. But still, I love the show while it lasted.
But Jordan, what do you say about Designated Survivor?
Well, just real quick, I will say I'm not going to get into any review, but a shameless plug. I do review snacks from time to time. I picked up some cookies and cream M&Ms. They're very odd tasting. They don't taste like an Oreo cookie at all, but they're okay. Disney Survivor. So I've seen all of it except for the Netflix ones. I didn't know that they brought it back. But the only reason why I saw it though is because my ex-wife, one of her favorite shows was 24. Also, she always had a weird obsession to whatever the second to last season was. I can't remember, but the second to last of the original run, like not including any of the extended things they did. But
season 2 was my favorite season 2, actually.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. It's a popular one, but then she of course wanted to watch Designated Survivor, and to me, I thought that like Kiefer Sutherland's always great. Like he's great in like anything that he's in, but the show to me just didn't really live up to like, I mean, especially after watching 24, and like, I mean, I know it's a totally different thing, but I mean, it's got like a few similarities to it in some ways, but like to me, it was just like Kiefer Sutherland's great, but the rest of the show didn't really hold up to me. So I'll probably have to say no, probably.
And I just haven't seen it.
Oh, dang.
But Jordan, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
So yeah, I'm finally going to bring it up. What I wanted to bring up, because if you can't read my shirt, this is a Cobra Kai shirt, and Cobra Kai premiered in 2018. So I'm gonna bring up Cobra Kai because I think this show rules. And like this could be another case of like repetitiveness that like some people have criticized it for again, because it's like every season that it's like Daniel and Johnny, they're like enemies, and then they're friends, and they're enemies again, and then I don't. It all ends in a tournament at the end of like every season. But I think that's kind of like maybe what they like wanted. They wanted it at the least to have the tournament aspect. I don't know about like the like love hate back and forth kind of thing, but I thought that that like I was just hooked from like beginning to end. And William Zabka just got like to me so much better of an actor the older that he got. Like he's just so much fun, and like even like his little cameo at the end of the newest Karate Kid movie, like he has a cameo, and like to me that's like my favorite part of the whole thing is just seeing him there because the movie was just like okay, but then you introduce Zolo Amitaduena, and I thought he was phenomenal, and Tanner Buchanan, Peyton List. I mean, they had a pretty awesome cast, and they have them looking cool. They have them looking. They have them. They have awesome music. A lot of like music that my dad kind of raised me on because they're playing music from the 80s to kind of harken back to that, and they did a great job, I thought, of like even bringing back like Mr. Miyagi just a little bit here and there, and like some of the passing things like tied him in, and like bringing back almost every character that's like been in like in all the movies. You got John Kreese, you got Terry Silver in there, you got Chosen, he's in there, so yeah, but I think it's a lot of fun, and yeah, so I'm gonna say Cobra Kai never dies.
I've seen various clips of Cobra Kai. It was just a show that I just never was that interested in. I'm not that I wasn't that big into the Karate Kid movies. Like I liked them, I'm just not as high on them as other people are. One of these days I'll probably eventually get around to watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just haven't seen it. Stephen, what do you say about Cobra Kai?
I've never seen anything Karate Kid related.
Oh dang. You need to watch Karate Kid. Come on. I'm like on an island.
Yeah, I think I probably would have given the show a chance if I had seen the Karate Kid movies. But I felt like I should probably watch the Karate Kid movies before I watch Cobra Kai.
But yeah, to me the movies and the TV show are all on par with each other. There's not one that's better. They're all like just as good. So yeah.
But I was just debating what I'm going to bring up.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm going to bring up this one because this is a show that admittedly I need to get back to because I remember watching the first 3 or 4 seasons and really loving it. And weirdly enough, it's one of the first Star Trek TV shows I'd ever watched. But in that Star Trek Discovery, I think I watched it because I saw that Jason Isaacs was in the cast, but I remember watching it. I watched it. I probably watched about the first 3 seasons of it, but I need to get back to it because I do really like it. It just could have stopped airing on me. I was watching it off, so I just need to wait for it to pop up on either Netflix or something.
Yeah,
because we don't have Paramount Plus here, so I believe that's where all the Star Trek stuff is airing. But yes, Stephen, what do you say about Star Trek Discovery?
The only modern Star Trek thing I've seen is the first season of Picard, and I say that as someone who I don't know why it's taking me so long, but I really do want to see seasons 2 and 3 of that show, especially 3.
3 is where they like pretty much like reboot TNG kind of.
Yeah, it's like almost like a continuation. Although some of the characters do appear in the first season and second season, but just never got around to seeing any of the other Star Trek shows of recent years.
I was on a different tab, and I'm like, it went quiet. Oh, and like Malcolm stepped away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But Jordan, what do you say about Star Trek Discovery?
Yeah. This one's kind of interesting because there's elements that I like about it, and there's elements that I can't stand about it. So I'm kind of like a little torn here because I think that the best part is Sonequa Martin Green. So speaking of The Walking Dead, but like she's phenomenal in this. She is just so dynamic of a character with the Michael Burnham character. I think she's just like kind of leaps and bounds way above like what a lot of other people are doing in this show. Kind of, she deserves something better. I think she's gonna be like get better and better projects. I hope, but and then I really like the like Tilly character. I thought it was kind of fun, and the Saru, the Doug Jones character. Other than that, though, I'm kind of like, like I just like don't really care for like anything that they were doing. I wish they would have maybe kept Michelle Yeoh's character around and not done that like horrible like spin-off movie or whatever that they did that was really bad, because when they had her on here, I think she was in like the first like couple episodes, and like she was great in it, and I wish they would have kept her in that. But oh yeah, and I do really like Tig Notaro though, just because I'm a Tig Notaro fan though. She plays a character called Jet Reno in it, but which is kind of weird. She doesn't really seem like she's a very dry humor comedian and very quiet and subdued, and in real life she's gay too, but I mean in this show though, she like it just seemed like a weird fit for her to be coming in and like trying to do some action or something. And I don't know, just the action in here feels different than your normal Star Trek show, and it's not so much episodic. It's like one continuing storyline in a lot of ways. They do have some episodic elements, but I'm very torn. But I just don't think, because of my Next Generation heart, that like it's just hard for like anything to really compare. So I'll probably have to say no to it. But I do still want to see Strange New Worlds though, because I heard that maybe gets more like episodic and more back to a little bit more of the roots of Star Trek. And then for whatever they said about the Starfleet Academy show, I kind of liked it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it wasn't bad, but it's already canceled. So,
but if that Star Trek Discovery is not going to make the list, Stephen, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
I love shows where characters kind of spiral further and further into darkness. I mean, Designated Survivor kind of went there, but another show that you could say definitely does that as well, and it does that really well, is Netflix's Bloodline, with Kyle Chandler and Linda Cardellini and Ben Mendelsohn. And the first season is really great because that's the season that Ben Mendelsohn is kind of in. He's in the second season. That's the season he won the Emmy for, and that was so bizarre that the Emmys had him win for the season 2, because he's not in season 2 that much, and he's only in like flashbacks or hallucinations. I can't remember because it's been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, I mean, but Mendelsohn is great. He should have won for the first season. And then Kyle Chandler, I don't think he ever won, but he should have won because he is great in this show. And it's one of my favorite Netflix shows. I really loved it. Well, when it was on. So, Bloodline.
Jordan, what do you say about Bloodline?
Well, we finally got to the first show that I haven't seen, so I can't really say yes. Sorry, but I do really want to see it, because I remember that there's one. It seemed like a fairly earlier one for Netflix. I don't know, but yeah, at least it's like one of the first things Kyle Chandler did after Friday Night Lights. So, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I also haven't seen it. I just look, Netflix is bad at promoting their shows. So
They are bad.
It probably came out. I just had no idea it existed.
Well, it was nominated for several Emmy awards.
I generally don't find the Emmy Awards
cool.
that much because a lot of times it shows I've never seen. So,
Oh, yeah.
so I can't really. But Jordan, what is the next show to bring up?
So I'm debating whether or not I even want to bring up this show because I'll bet no one has seen it. But why not? I'm just gonna bring it up and hope that someone's seen it because it only had one season, and I think that it was meant to have more than that. But because they really set up some cool thing. It was a show that actually Chris Scott recommended it to me. It's a show called Persons Unknown, and it's a show where these people they wake up in this town and they have no idea how they got there. They have no idea like what's going on. They just wake up and the town's completely empty and like abandoned. And then they're like walking around this town and trying to figure out what's going on. Some of them, so I think most of them wake up in a hotel room, but then they like come out and they're exploring this small little town. And then the couple recognizable actors, they're not main players. It's an earlier thing for Chadwick Boseman, like he's in it, and I think he plays like a soldier kind of guy, like a former soldier. And then there's also Alan Ruck from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in it, but and then like just randomly one time a day that because the characters need to eat, so they'll have like one or two of the restaurants and. There'll be a crew that'll flood in there. It's just really quick, and all of a sudden it's like bustling and it's busy, and they're making food. They make them all this food, and they just disappear. They're just gone. And so they're like trying to figure out, and that's the whole thing. Is you're trying to figure out what happened, like what's going on. And there's some things that they reveal that there's a bigger thing going on than just this little town up at the end of it. But like it's pretty interesting. But I'm kind of guessing probably no one's seen it. It's called Persons Unknown. So. But Malcolm, have you seen it or have you even heard of it?
It sounds interesting. I have not heard of it or seen it.
Okay, yeah.
But I just reading up about it on Wikipedia. I'm not too surprised why it got cancelled because it was one of those shows where it was like where it was just moving around from time slots and stuff.
Yeah,
which is never a good thing.
Well, they never really gave it really like a time to shine. I think that they started airing it and then they moved it around and they didn't like air all the episodes in like the correct order or anything either, and so it was all over the place. So yeah, but it's just doomed to fail by the network, I think.
Stephen, have you seen Persons Unknown?
I actually have, and this is a show that starts off intriguingly. But then the quality of the show just goes all over the place. But then the second to last episode happens, and it's like if they had ended it there, I think it would have been okay. But there's one more episode left, and I thought that episode sucked.
Oh really? Dang. Yeah.
So it's gonna have to be a no for me.
Okay.
It's just it was just all over the place.
Yeah.
Interesting premise, but yeah, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, but it's on to me, and I'm going to bring up a show that I thought for sure would have come up by now because of how popular, especially how popular the first two seasons of this was. And as another Netflix show, but it's one of the Netflix shows that was actually super high profile and people actually know of it. And that's Stranger Things. Like this is a show that there's at least one person on this panel I thought for sure was going to bring it up earlier, but Stranger Things I think is fantastic. Like I still need to watch the last couple of seasons. I haven't. It's another one of the shows I haven't finished yet, but I have loved like the first two seasons, and I think they're fantastic. I just dropped off because once again, I just forgot it was. I just forgot about it at one point, and then just never got back to it.
The last 2 seasons are the worst ones. I'll just tell you that. So, but still watch and judge for yourself.
I don't know. I've heard good things about the last few couple of seasons. But Stephen, what do you say about Stranger Things?
I've seen the first season, and I do love the first season, so I will say yes.
Jordan, what do you say about Stranger Things?
Yeah, so I think the first. How many seasons did they have? They had like 7 or something.
5 seasons.
Oh, 5. Okay, so the first 3 seasons are incredible. They're some of the most incredible TV I've ever seen. I think what the Duffer Brothers were able to do and like recreate all the nostalgia of the 80s. It was just really, really cool. And yeah, I mean, I think that the cast all around, those kids are fun when they're like younger, and I mean, they're even a little fun when they're older too. But the thing is, like, I kind of got like fatigued by them because they're putting these kids in like everything, especially Finn Wolfhard and Millie Bobby Brown, like those two. They're putting them in like everything, and to an extent, Gaten Matarazzo. But the whole cast is now getting everything. Sadie Sink, she's in Spider-Man: Brand New Day, and then David Harbour's in the New Avenger or whatever. So, but yeah. So I mean, the show was popular. Despite that, though, like it's none of their fault. I think they're all good actors, and they're all probably deserve to like be in a lot of stuff, you know. But yeah, and I think that they're really, really good. I think that like they created some like they created a show that was so good that it like kind of became ingrained into pop culture. I mean, like you walk around and like you see Stranger Things frozen pizzas in the frozen food aisle, and you see like just more Stranger Things like merchandise than like most shows out there, and so like so it's pretty cool, and I think it's good. I was just a little like I even tapped out of the final season because they just try to do too much. I won't spoil anything. They're just doing way too much, and they're just kept it simple to me. Then I would have stuck with it, but I just couldn't. So, but that being said, I'm still going to say yes because the first 3 seasons are incredible. So
that Strange Things is going to make the list. And yeah, regarding the conclusion, I've heard different things about it. I've heard people not liking the ending of the series.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be divisive.
Yeah.
Would he say season 5 was perfection?
Well, he was saying Dan was saying the ending of the end of season 5.
Because I never saw the very ending. Maybe I should just like skip it all and just go to the very ending because like I don't even want to get through the rest of it. It's becoming a slog to get through.
Well, I mean, I think it's one of those ones. I think this last season. I think I haven't seen it, but I think from what I've seen online, I think it's one of those ones that people either really love it or they don't like it. Because I mean, especially sort of these last couple of seasons, from what I gathered from the one time, like these episodes were becoming movie length.
Oh yeah, they're like they had an episode that was over 2 hours. I'm like, geez, for one episode. But I still want to know what the frick happened to Barb. Where did Barb go? And we're never gonna get that answer. Come on.
But Stephen, what is your next nomination?
Oh, jeez. I mean, it's not like I don't have a plethora of stuff. You know what? Okay, yeah, I'll bring the show. I don't know what people, I don't know if this is a show you guys would even have seen, if you guys would bother have seen. I don't know if you guys even like lawyer shows, but
there's only one or two that I would say yes to, so we'll see.
Because it's also partly a political show in a lot of ways too, and that's The Good Wife with Juliana Margulies. Yeah, I really loved the show. I don't remember if I saw the last season. There was a time when I kind of tapped out, but then I decided to watch an episode after hearing about a particular character who dies. It was kind of like shocking because well, I won't spoil it for anyone, but yeah, I saw that episode and a few episodes after that, and I don't really know why because always loved the show, so I don't know why I stopped watching it. It was probably just time, just because I was busy doing other stuff. But yeah, I really love it. I think Juliana Margulies is fantastic in the show. Chris Noth and Josh Charles, is that the name of the actor?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Archie Punjabi, even though apparently she and Julianne Margulies didn't get along, so I don't think she was in the last season or two.
Okay.
But yeah, I love The Good Wife. It's I like I like some courtroom shows, and this is one that I definitely liked a lot.
Jordan, what do you say about The Good Wife?
I'll say there's another one that I haven't seen yet because there's just too many courtroom. So there's like a list of like lawyer, cop, doctor, firefighter, like all these shows that I just haven't seen yet, or like FBI agents. Like there's just a lot of these that I haven't gotten to because there's too many. So yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I also haven't seen The Good Wife. I know of it. I've heard a lot about it. Because I know Alan Cummings in it. You've also got Jeffrey Dean Morgan in here as well.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's in it a lot. I think he's only in like a few episodes or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from what I could see on Wikipedia, like he was only seen in season 7, from what I can tell. But yeah, I just haven't seen it, so no, I can't say yes to it. But Jordan, what is your next TV show you can bring up?
Well, I'm gonna bring up one and just to see what you guys say, because I feel like most people have seen like at least like maybe a couple episodes of it. Maybe most people probably haven't seen the whole thing. I feel like, but it's kind of like the modern day Twilight Zone. So I want to bring up Black Mirror because I think Black Mirror is awesome, and I think it's like it. In a lot of ways, it's like the Twilight Zone, but it's different because it's more like modern, and a lot of it has like a like British kind of spin to it. And but I mean, I think that there's some great episodes. Like they have one where you can like one of my favorite episodes, where they have contact lenses. It's in the first season, and they can look back on their like memories, and if they need to like remember something, or even for like a court thing, they can like be able to rewind it back and they can see exactly how it played out. And then they have one that I watched with my ex-wife who her husband, before we got married, he passed away, and so there's an episode of like that has Domhnall Gleeson where like they're able to bring him back in the form of like a kind of like a robot kind of thing, and it has Haley Atwell in it, and that the episode just gets very emotional, and it kind of like messed with my ex to the point where she's like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I don't want to see this anymore, because you like bring them back, but it's not really them kind of like premise thing. And also the USS Callister, that's a famous one with Jesse Plemons. I think that one's really good. And then they have like the special ones. They have a Christmas one with John Hamm, and then they have the what's the and I can't think of the other special that they did and it's the actor, he's in the Maze Runner, not the main guy, but the one that's a I can't remember that actor's
is
name.
it the one that was the choose your own adventure type one?
Yeah, that one, yeah. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun too. And yeah, I mean, there's just so many episodes and like so creative of like things. There's a crazy one with Wyatt Russell where he's going through like a haunted house kind of thing, but it gets a little too real in there. so yeah, but there's a lot of them that could go on forever about them. But yeah, but I think that's great. So yeah, Black Mirror.
Will Poulter, I think, is the actor you're thinking.
Oh yeah, Will Poulter. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I had a feeling this was going to be a case at one point in this episode where someone's going to bring up a show that I didn't think of as drama, but but this is listed as drama on IMDb. And
Sci-fi drama kind of. I don't know.
yeah, and I love Black Mirror. Once again, I still haven't seen all the episodes. I need to the last few seasons. I still need to watch, but
Same with me. I haven't seen the last season. Yeah.
But I love this show. I think it's fantastic. Really enough, I'm not the biggest fan of the Choose Your Own Adventure movie. I think the story is fine, but I think I'm not that. I think it's one of those ones when Netflix was doing a lot of those interactive movies. It just got to the point where it's like they all just become really samey. It's like just go left or right. But it's an easy yes for me. Stephen, what do you say about Black Mirror?
Haven't seen it.
But if that Black Mirror is going to make the list,
yeah.
We've got 3 spots left, and it is on me. I'm going to bring this up. I mentioned I use this as the example in the chat of of that. It had to have had drama in the as part of its genre, but and also with what I mentioned earlier about the whole release date thing about allowing it if it started in the later half of the 2009 and that's Glee. Glee is a comedy / drama. I mean, it's definitely one of those ones that is both, and I think Glee is amazing. Yeah, and I think Glee is amazing. I think it's a fantastic show, and I think all the song choices, all the songs are performed well, and I still listen to the Glee versions of a lot of the songs now, and they've definitely got they've got those episodes where they sort of lean more into the comedy thing, but they definitely have a lot of episodes, especially in the later few seasons where they started sort of going away from McKinley and started following Rachel and gang in New York and that, which I feel like took a little bit of the specialness from the show away, because I think it's one of those ones I think you could have done it as an anthology series where it's you don't just follow where once one group of Glee people sort of graduate, you start following a new group of new directions and stuff. I think it would have been better if they did it as an anthology series. And there's actually rumors that Ryan Murphy is going considering either rebooting or going back to Glee, whether or not it'll be as good, I don't know, but I'll say let's go. Stephen, what do you say about Glee?
I mean, if they brought it back, there's at least a couple of actors that wouldn't be able to come back.
Yeah, right, yeah. 2 in particular, yeah.
I thought the show was okay, but it's never been a favorite of mine, so I'll have to say no.
Jordan, what do you say about Glee?
Well, you can't bring back Corey Monteith. That's sad what happened to him. But and then I've heard really bad horror stories about Lea Michele, that people do not like her.
There's also another one, I think, killed himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was that Corey Monteith? I thought it was.
No.
Yeah, no, he but the pack is dead now as well, and so is Santana.
Oh, okay. Oh, dang. Yeah, well, for me, I just like Jane Lynch. I'm a big Jane Lynch, Sue Sylvester fan, and it's funny when she's the host of The Weakest Link now, and so she asked a question about Sue Sylvester, and then the contestant was like, no idea who that is, and she's like really just razzed her for it. But yeah, I think the show is okay, but it's not really one that I go to. It's kind of interesting to like see what songs they cover, but not really my cup of tea. Sorry, so I'll have to say no.
But yeah, Brian, it's not just a theory, because when you think about it, like he clearly doesn't have a lesson plan. If it's like, oh, this person's being beat up, let's do a whole week, or we'll do songs about abuse and all that. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, so I mean, he clearly doesn't have a lesson plan if he can change his mind so critically easily like that. But yeah, unfortunately, isn't going to make the list. At 7, we go back to for your next nomination.
What am I going to? You know what? This I'll bring up a show that you could almost kind of count it as a superhero show. And that's a show that the Wachowski siblings did with I don't remember the other guy's name. Sense8. I absolutely love Sense8. That first season is just one of my all-time favorite things. I just love it. And yeah, I think it's really intriguing. It's really inventive. It's it's got a lot of great scenes, great great moments, and I don't know why I never watched. You know what? I think the reason why I never saw season 2 is because the show was canceled after season 2. But you know what? But they did make a movie as well, so I will eventually finish it. But that first season, I think is phenomenal. Might even be my favorite thing that the Wachowskis have done. I mean, I love Speed Racer and I love the first Matrix, but I don't know. I think the Sense8 is at least up there with me.
Jordan, what do you say about Sense8?
I'll say I haven't seen it, and for some reason it's been one that's never really even been on my radar, but not because I don't want it to be, just because no one in my circles really has ever brought it up. So now that you talk about it so highly, it makes you kind of want to check it out. So
yeah. It's also one that never really came up on my radar either. I haven't seen it, and I'm not surprised because it's a Netflix show, so of course I haven't heard of it. But Jordan, back to you.
All right.
Still got 3 spots left.
Yeah. I will say quickly that I met Carrie-Anne Moss at a convention, and we got to talk about the Wachowskis for a minute, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, as far as my next show, who's been I brought up quite a few times tonight, Natalie Z. So I'm gonna keep on the Natalie Z train and bring up another show she was in that I totally forgot that she's in it. But it's also got Kevin Bacon, and it's called The Following, and I think this show is like one of the best kind of portraits of a serial killer for a show that I've seen in a very, very long time. And you have James Purefoy playing the serial killer, and he's like starts out like mimicking Edgar Allan Poe and like his poems and stories and things, and there's a lot of copycat killers and like things like that. And that's fun seeing Sean Ashmore in there, the Iceman from X-Men, being his partner. But even though Kevin Bacon's like, they're kind of partners, but they're not really partners, because Kevin Bacon's retired, but they bring his character back, and he kind of like he hasn't been dead against James Purefoy's character, the Joe Carroll, and because I can't remember if he killed his ex-wife or like did something where he's like very connected to like getting revenge on him. But it's been a minute since I've seen it. But and then you get Valerie Curry too, who like is like with some other people who who are kind of like followers of the Joe Carroll character, and Valerie Curry. I'm trying to remember. She did a like mocap character in a video game that I played, but I can't remember it's something to do with like a robot cop that's like paired with
Detroit Beyond Human.
Yeah, Detroit Beyond Human, which I don't remember the other main actor that's famous in there. Let's see, it is played by Clancy Brown. So yeah, Clancy Brown's in there, but there's a lot of them. There's like Minka Kelly's in there, Lance Henriksen in that game. So it's a fun one though, because my favorite video games are usually like the ones that are story based and have really good stories. So usually for me, if a game doesn't have a story mode, I'm kind of out. Like you gotta have a story mode. But anyways, for the following though, I think it's great, and yeah, that's my nomination.
I remember talking about this sort of in passing when we did the Kevin Bacon episode of Franken, but I haven't seen the TV show. Okay. Stephen, what do you say about the following?
Well, this is the second show that's been mentioned tonight that has been brought up that was on my list because I just completely forgot about it. But I do absolutely love it. So it's definitely an easy yes. And it's a shame, just like I said with Designated Survivor, it's a shame that the show was canceled after season 3 because the way season 3 ends would have been made for great. It was a great setup for season 4 if the show had continued.
Yeah.
That the following is going to make the list.
And also too, Kevin Bacon had a series, I think earlier this year, like last year, called The Bondsman. That was really good. I watched all the episodes and then they freaking canceled it. Just like, and then I don't know if they even released all the episodes. I don't know. I feel like they maybe didn't. But, yeah.
But it's back to me, and I don't have a lot left on my list that I'm going to bring up, but at least a lot left that I know people have seen. So I'm gonna go for this one. And actually, no, I'm gonna bring up this one because it wouldn't be a drama TV list if I don't bring up Timeless, because I think Timeless is a great TV show that got cancelled too soon. It's a time travel show, but yeah, this is one that this is one of those cases that I'm kind of sad that Tim Smith had to drop out of the episode, because he's one of the few people that I know that has seen the show, because I've made him write questions about the TV show in the TV when I did TV trivia in his league. But yeah, Thomas it's a great time travel show. But basically, like, especially from the first episode, like, they deal with ramifications of, like, because this happened, your sister no longer exists, and it's just they're playing it. But you've got Matt Lanter in here, and it's who was Anakin in the Star Wars animated series. It's created by Eric Kripke, who created Supernatural, but you've got a great but I think all the cast is great. I think Abigail Spencer's great in it, Matt Lanter, Malcolm Barrett, Gwen Visnick is great, and yeah, so I don't know how this is going to go, but actually I think I know how this is going to go. But Stephen, what do you say about Timeless?
Well, when we talked about 11/22/63, I said how I'm a sucker for time travel shows, and that there's 2 other time travel shows that I would say yes to if someone brought them up. And yes, Timeless is one of those 2 shows. So yeah, I didn't see every episode. I've only seen a handful of episodes, but I very much enjoyed it. So it's definitely a yes for me. And you mentioning this and you mentioning Arab Turkey actually made me think of another show that came out. I think was a 2010 show that that made me think that I also forgot about.
But Jordan, what do you say about Timeless?
I haven't seen it, and I haven't even heard all that much about it. So I'm kind of like just. But I heard about it when I was doing some research, but I didn't know what it was. So yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, I don't have my box set of Timeless back there within reaching
Well, sounds cool though.
Oh yeah.
It was,
I mean, if you like time travel movies, I think you'll like this, Jordan. But I think it's
yeah. Was it an NBC show? Is that what it was? I think it was NBC, right?
One of those, either NBC or CBS.
Oh yeah.
It's either never been. No, it was NBC, which people used to joke stood for never been cancelling.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Just like people joke that ABC stands for.
Actually, Timeless was a weird show where it was canceled after the first season, but then they reversed their cancellation and they came back for season 2.
Yeah,
went back in time and then fixed the timeline, right? So it could come back.
I mean, because I think ironically, I think it was cancelled after season 2 too as well, but they didn't reverse it. But then they came back to do like a TV movie to wrap it all up. So,
yeah.
But I didn't expect this, but Thomas is going to make the list.
Wow. Yeah.
It's one of those ones I knew Tim for sure had seen Timeless. But I wasn't sure who else had, if anyone else had. But anyway, with that, Stephen, we've got one spot left. Do you have the TV show that's going to close it off?
I hope so, because I think this show should be on here since it was a critical darling. But I only saw the first season. I don't remember how many seasons it lasted, but it was like 3 or 4 or maybe even 5. I can't remember. But the first season I really loved, and that is The Americans with Kerry Russell and I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Yeah.
And Noah Emmerich is also in it, and that first season is absolutely phenomenal. And
Matthew Rhys,
Matthew Rhys, yeah. And so they have great chemistry, and so it would be kind of a shame if this didn't make the list, but because I know a lot of people love it, and it was, like I said, it was a critical darling.
Yeah, but apparently Matthew Rhys is phenomenal in the show Widow's Bay, which I've been wanting to see because everyone's talking about that and saying it's one of the best shows out there right now.
Yeah, he's actually nominated twice this year for Widow's Bay and this Netflix thing I think he did with Claire Danes.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
But Jordan, what do you say about The Americans?
Man, yeah, The Americans is very good. It's actually one that like I didn't see when it originally aired, but I heard such good things about it that I just blind bought the whole box set and just watched it because it's really good. And yeah, Kerry Russell is phenomenal in it, and I feel like maybe it should be on here, but I'll try not to make my honorable mentions too long. But there's a lot of other shows that I'd like to see on here. But you know what? I think The Americans is a good one. If we're gonna have any kind of like spy, like thriller kind of show on here, I think The Americans is one of the best ones. So yeah, I'll say yes.
That The Americans is going to make the list. I haven't seen it.
Oh dang! Yeah, it's gonna. Wait for the spinoff. The Kiwis or the New Zealanders or whatever they want to call it. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's a show I've always wanted to see because I have heard a lot about it. But yeah, so that is going to close off the thing. And just because my honorable mention the list is probably going to be much shorter than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Just because I did minimal, I'll kick it off the honorable mentions. Well, I'm going to mention this. at first. Though. Yes, Dan, Game of Thrones is a 2010 show. None of us care about it. I don't
No,
like it.
do not care about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, funny enough, Jordan hinted it in the chat like that. There's one that was probably going to come up that he's going to say no to, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not bringing it up." Steven hinted that he's not bringing it up. So.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I've heard a lot of good things about Dan Abbey. I haven't seen it.
It's fine. I've seen it, but it's fine.
But anyway, onto my actual honorable mentions. So for my honorable mentions, I've got Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Agents of Shield, Supergirl,
All the Supergirl ones.
I mean, I like, as we mentioned, like 2010 is really good for the superhero shows.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those ones like I almost brought up one of them instead of Timeless, but I thought, no, I'll try Timeless. I'm glad I did in the end. And there's another show that I really liked called it's a comedy musical drama called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which I think is a lot of fun. I'm one of the
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend counts. I might have brought that up actually.
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's listed as a comedy drama. It counted. It would have counted. But I was one of the few people that still really enjoy Riverdale. I've still got to finish the last season. And yeah. But Stephen, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
Oh boy, I'll try to limit this as much as I can. Well, you brought up some of the Arrowverse shows, but also Daredevil and The Punisher, Jessica Jones, in 2010 there was Human Target with Mark Valley that I really loved.
Ooh, yeah.
The OA is. I thought that first season was phenomenal. White Collar, I didn't think. I thought that was a 2000 show, but that actually might count because the first season aired in 2009. Lethal Weapon was a pleasant surprise that I didn't expect to like a lot, and I did.
I kind of liked it too. Yeah.
I'm also one of the few people that liked Iron Fist. Going back to superhero shows. Ray Donovan, one show that I didn't see the first season, which is the season that everyone loves, but I actually haven't seen season 1. But season 2, which nobody liked, but I loved, so I'm surprised no one brought up True Detective.
Yeah, that one was very inconsistent for me. They had 2 great seasons and a couple of bad ones, so I'm like,
So and I'm surprised. Another show I thought would be brought up that I loved was Hannibal. I saw a couple episodes of Westworld and want to continue watching that because that's again just like Person of Interest. That's Jonathan Nolan. Love him.
And they removed it off of HBO, so I don't know how you watch Westworld now.
Oh, really? That sucks.
Annoying. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Castle, NCIS New Orleans, and Los Angeles. I enjoyed both of those. And one show that Revolution is the show I thought of after Malcolm brought Timeless. Yeah. And finally, one show that I was on the fence bringing up because I'm not even sure it counts because the first season was early 2009, and that's Sex Education.
Yeah.
And then Jordan, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
For me, I'll probably just straight up list them because I have too many on here to like get into them. But some of the ones that I would have brought up, Boardwalk Empire. I would have brought up Dickinson, which I got into recently because I'm a fan of Haley Steinfeld. Ozark, American Horror Story, Hell on Wheels, Sherlock, Chernobyl, which I'm surprised no one brought up. Peaky Blinders, the The Mandalorian. I mean, say what you want about the movie, but I like that TV show. Barry, Banshee. Oh, speaking of time travel and canceled too soon, Terra Nova. I'm sure that at least Steven has heard of that, right?
I've heard of it. I think I only saw like one episode though.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. So, somewhere Zadia Smith is saying "fuck Terra Nova." He doesn't like this.
Oh, really? Oh, dang! I think it's good. But and then let's see if there's any. The Night Manager with Tom Hiddleston. Wayward Pines, Mr. Robot, The Handmaid's Tale, Godless. There's a lot. Helix, Falling Skies, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and Succession. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, some that have been mentioned in the chat that I've just been busy starring them as and there's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try and bring up the ones I don't know if I don't remember anyone saying, but Leo brought up This Is Us, The Crown, Mr. Robot. Brian also brought up Agent Carter.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it's my favorite.
He brought up A Million Little Things. Succession is one that I'm surprised wasn't brought up earlier. To be
right.
I heard a lot of good things about it. I've just always wanted to see it, but yeah.
Great theme song, music on that one.
Yeah, Leo brought up Killing Eve. Ozark Westfield brought up. Leo also brought up The Handmaid's Tale. Brian brought up The Mandalorian, but I don't know if I think you would like it is listed as drama, but it's not that one that I would have thought of as drama myself.
Yeah, more fantasy sci-fi. I don't know.
Yeah. Same with a series of unfortunate events. Like if I'd thought about it, that one. I love that. I think Neil Patrick Harris was great as Olaf.
Same here. That's one of my honorable mentions. I forgot to bring up. Yeah.
Leo brought up Bates Motel, Scandal. Then Brian brought up Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Leo brought up How to Get Away with Murder, Empire. Then Brian trying back in with Watchmen, Hawaii 5-0. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't care about the first season. I thought the first season was boring. One of these days I might get around to actually watch the whole seasons, but yeah.
Yeah, same with me. Like I watched the whole first season and was bored to tears, so I couldn't keep going.
Brian
I also saw Battle of the Bastards and Battle of the Bastards.
Brian brought up a show called Evil. Then Leo brought up The Affair.
The Affair's pretty good.
Brian brought up a show called Harry's Law, which I've never heard of. I
don't know.
Grimm, which I have heard of a lot about, because I think
Grimm,
one of the people from Superman and Lois was in that.
I forgot to mention the show Atlanta with Donald Glover. That one's good too.
Yeah. And then the last one that was brought up, Brian brought up Gotham, which I'm one of the few people that liked. I didn't think anyone else would have gone for that, so I didn't bring it up.
And I forgot to bring up my favorite police type of show, which is Southland. I forgot to bring that one up. That one's really good.
I actually just watched Ozark, the first episode, or some of the first episode today. I would have said yes to that because that was super intense. The first 20 minutes of that first episode.
It was really good.
Forward to continuing that.
Let's see what.
But this might actually be one of the first time where I break my rule of not voting for things I've seen, because it's a lot of this list is for months that I haven't seen.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably one of the first times I'm going to break my personal rule I set for myself.
It's a pretty good list, though. I mean, I like just about everything on here.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of TV shows that came out in the 2010s, especially of the drama variety.
Like like early 2010s is when streaming really took off. So it's like you went from like maybe 100 shows a year or whatever it was, and then like double or triple that because of streaming.
I would argue it's the other end of the 2010s where streaming started took off. Like the early 2010s was Netflix,
Yeah,
and then it was that later half of that series where like your Disney Plus started, everything else would have started as well.
Just Netflix,
I mean, speaking of Netflix, I'm actually surprised. I haven't seen them, but I'm surprised no one brought up House of Cards or Orange is the New Black.
Oh yeah.
But Stephen, what do you have for number 12?
Well, it was awesome that it got on the list, but I'm going with Timeless.
Jordan, what do you have for number 12?
I'm also going with Timeless because it's the only thing on this list I haven't seen. So,
I've went for The Walking Dead, but it's the only thing I don't have any interest in seeing.
Oh, damn.
But Timeless is going to be at 12.
Wait, what did you have?
The Walking Dead.
Oh.
Let me see.
Because it's the only thing on the list that I haven't seen that I've just got no interest in seeing it.
It's sad. It's so good. Man, I don't know what to put because they're all so good. But
Jordan, what do you have for 11?
I didn't really have time to write it, but I'll put His Dark Materials.
Sticking with The Walking Dead, Stephen, what do you have for 11?
I guess I'll go. I'll do what you're doing and go with one I haven't seen. Let's say His Dark Materials.
Yeah. Huh. Dang, this is a really tough list. This is one of the first lists where I'm like, I love everything that's on here, and I can't decide.
Damn, this is actually making me sad. Shows that I've actually seen ending up a lot.
Yeah, right.
I'm sick of The Walking Dead. But Stephen, what do you have at number 10?
Let's see. That one is probably. I'm probably gonna go only because I haven't only seen the first episode and it's a limited series. I'll go with 11/22/63.
Jordan, what do you have for 10?
And I'll go with Homeland.
Right, we've got a three-way tie. We've got The Walking Dead, Homeland, and 11/22/63. Sure. I'm going to go to the chat. The first comment I see will decide on what it ends.
Well, Malcolm, looks like you are going to have to choose something else now.
Yep. Have to switch it up, right?
I was getting. The Walking Dead is going to be at 10. But Stephen, what do you have for 9?
I'll stick with 11/22/63.
Jordan, what do you have for 9?
Oh, stick with Homeland.
And I went Homeland.
Ooh, okay. Oh man, I don't know which way to go. Oh man. Can't decide. All right, this is where you have to get like nitpicky.
Jordan, what do you have for 8?
8. I have Once Upon a Time for 8. Yeah.
I went Justified. Stephen.
I'll go with Once Upon a Time.
Oh man, that was my number one.
Oh, see, I had to be nitpicky because of that one Frozen season I don't like, which is being very nitpicky. But
And I
couldn't
just didn't want Justified. I didn't want Justified to be this low.
Well, I mean, I wasn't really worried about it. I didn't think it was going to be that low, considering that of Jordan loving it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but if it was a three-way tie, then it could have gone to the chat. And then
well, I mean, judging from the chat, if it was a tie, like Dan probably would have gone Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, probably.
Because I thought the Frozen season was great and Once Upon a Time personally. But
yeah.
Anyway, moving on to number 7.
I can't even decide.
I'm sticking
with different
Justified. Stephen, what do you have for 7?
I will go with I'll stick with 11/22/63.
And Jordan.
I'm probably gonna have a different answer every time here, but because I love all the shows that are left, but I went Black Mirror.
Which means we got a 3-way tie. So we got Black Mirror, got Justified, got 11/22/63. First comment I see will decide on what ends up at 7. And it was Brian that got in first, and it's going to be 11/22/63.
Sad. I'm tempted to rewatch that series for the 4th time because it's so short. It's easy to rewatch.
Yeah. But moving on to number 6, Stephen, what do you have for 6?
I'm gonna go with Stranger Things.
Jordan.
It's a tough decision. I can't stick with the same thing, so I went Justified.
Justified.
Okay. Sorry. But it's still in the top 12.
Jordan, what do you have for 5?
I have the following.
I also have the following. Stephen.
Well, I mean, I might as well then go with the following.
Sure, yeah. Might as well. But that show, though, I'll just say my mom started to watch it, and it's like, this show makes me feel way too evil on a show that's not really supposed to be a horror show. So she's like, I can't keep watching this. It's funny.
But moving on to number 4, just to recap what we've got left, we've got Better Call Saul, we've got Stranger Things, we've got Black Mirror, and we've got The Americans. But for number 4, I'm going for The Americans. Stephen.
Stranger Things.
Jordan.
And I also went with The Americans. So there you go. Which now I want to rewatch The Americans, though. It is like that good. So we only have 3 left, right?
Yep.
Okay. Making sure.
All right. Stephen, what do you have for number 3?
I'm gonna keep Stranger Things.
Jordan.
I have Black Mirror.
And I went Better Call Saul.
Oh, jeez.
So I got through it. I go into the
Only
chat.
three left.
Got Better Call Saul, Stranger Things, and Black Mirror. The first comment I see will decide what ends up at number 3. And Leo got in first. Is going to be Black Mirror.
Okay. Black Mirror. Okay, so now we put our number 1.
Yep.
Okay.
But it kind of bumps me out that that Brian didn't get his comment in before Leo because
Oh.
but Black Mirror is probably what I would have voted for number 1.
Oh.
But one show I have to vote for just because it's the one show out of the 2 that I've seen. So with that being said, I'm voting Stranger Things. Stephen.
Better Call Saul.
And Jordan.
I should have warned. I actually do have a Better Call Saul shirt, but I just picked one that I had from this time frame. But yeah, Better Call Saul.
Oh, by the way, when I watched the first episode today, God, that thing made me so hungry for a cinnamon roll.
Oh yeah, when he's at the Cinnabon, yeah, yeah.
Watching them make them. I mean, it got me so hungry.
Yeah.
But for that time to recap the top 12. So I finished doing this.
But before anyone who wants to do it, but especially if you're from America, Bob Odenkirk came back to do an America 250 ad for Better Call Saul. It's on YouTube. You should look it up. It's like pretty great.
But our top 12 drama and TV shows of the 2010s. At number 12, got Timeless. At 11, we've got His Dark Materials. At 10, we've got The Walking Dead. At 9, we got Homeland. At 8, we got Once Upon a Time. At 7, we got 11/22/63. At 6, we got Justified. At 5, we got The Following. At 4, we got The Americans. At 3, we got Black Mirror. At 2, we got Stranger Things. And at number 1, we got Better Call Saul.
Do you know what I love about this list, too? It's very genre heavy, which you don't see a lot.
That is true. Yeah. It's kind of like a lot of like sci-fi,
a lot of horror, fantasy, sci-fi, thriller.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Not a lot of just straight up like a drama. Like I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, even Better Call Saul is, you could almost argue, is very thriller-ish.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, with that brings us to the end of the ranking for this week. Next week, funnily enough, we're sticking in the decade of the 2010s, but we're going on to do movie musicals. It should be a lot of fun. There's definitely a few interesting ones from the 2010s there. But Stephen, where can people find you online?
Letterboxd at SShepherd82 and my YouTube channel at Stephen the Movie Guy.
Jordan, where can people find you online?
Just over on the Movie Hero Network, and I realized that I suddenly have a very busy week because of like 4 days of shows in a row, and then 1 day break, and then another one on Friday. So it's just gonna be best to worst for our favorite comedies of all time on Monday. We're gonna kick off our best sports and games movie with mystery series with part 1 on Tuesday. Then Wednesday we're shooting for, and I do have to confirm it, but I think that's when we're gonna do Jonathan Carroll's post. We had to postpone his after the 128, so we're hoping to do it Wednesday, and then Friday do part 2 of the sports and games series. So yeah.
You can find me on Take Food Productions. I host Rankin every week. next week, we'll be doing movie musicals of the 2010s. You can also find me on my own personal YouTube channel, Malcolm's Murph Media, as I host Spare from the Past on that. The next episode is still Judgment Day 2006. And you can find me here and there on the Movie Hero Network. Probably won't see me for a while because I'm not a big sporting games person.
Sure.
Maybe I'll pop up on one of them if Jordan really needs someone. But at this point, I don't have anything planned anytime soon.
But also, just real quick, I was just gonna throw out there with the passing of JPO, we are planning a couple of tribute episodes. One of them, because I did get his after the 120, he sent it to me, and so we're still gonna go through with it. And he also kind of already said the panel that he wants, so we're gonna kind of respect that and just go with the panel that he told me. But if anyone would like to maybe write a little like message or even like record a quick little video, like 30 seconds or less, then we'd be happy to play it or show it on the episode. That's going to be on August 28th. And then, but we're also planning to we're going to do an episode of the Seen and Heard trivia, because JP was a big trivia guy. So we're just going to do only movies from his top 128, because I also have that. And so if anyone wants to be a part of that, you can do that too. So yeah.
But with that is rank for this week. And until next time, we'll see you next week. And rest in peace, JPO.
Peace. Mm-hmm.